The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, it is officially underway, but some states, unfortunately, they're still reeling with last year's devastation. In North Carolina, recovery continues 9 months after Hurricane Helene slammed the western part of the state. Nonprofits have been stepping up to help, including one, We Must Protect, which is now building permanent homes for families who have lost everything. Fox Weather's Robert Ray is live in Burnsville with a look at that rebuilding effort. And Robert, I'm so glad that people are stepping up even 9 months beyond the devastation.
Yeah, Kiana, they certainly are, and We Must Protect, the nonprofit organization started by Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, a former military member, elected official, and now the Director of National Intelligence for the United States. Well, after the Lahaina fires in Maui occurred 2 years ago, she began this nonprofit. And then, of course, we know what happened last September when Helene hit Florida and then made its way up here. Absolute devastation, and they hit the ground, and they've been here ever since. Spent the morning with them, and they are an impressive group. Have a watch. The Blue Ridge Mountains of western North Carolina. An entire region devastated last September by Hurricane Helene. Thousands of homes completely destroyed, leaving families displaced and living in temporary shelters or accommodations. Today, recovery efforts are in full force. In the small town of Relief, North Carolina, on the Tow River, scenes like this are not uncommon.
You gotta talk to Nick. He has the furniture store, the general store that's right here. We'll stop by.
Dozens of aid groups flocked to the region, trying to help. But one group, called We Must Protect, is making a real difference.
Yeah, so this is, you'll see here, this bridge was completely taken out. That's new. Then they rebuilt that, and then you'll see some of the damage here and how far the water went up. So my sister is Tulsi Gabbard. She is currently the Director of National Intelligence in this administration, and she's very passionate about this organization that she started to help folks in any way that she could. Once she got that new position, she is not allowed to raise money or to really be a part of this, and so I took it over to be able to run it and to continue the work that she started. Our initial response and our initial intention coming into Western North Carolina was the immediate emergency response and getting supplies immediately to the folks who needed it. The longer that we were here, members of the community kept saying, we don't need another buddy heater, we need a house. And we heard over and over again, don't forget about us. So what we did very quickly is transition. When we heard that the need was homes, we did not come in here intending to build, learned very quickly this is what was needed. And so we put a team together of local builders and contractors, and we started, and initially we committed to building 5 new homes for families whose homes were completely destroyed. And right now we have 10 families we're building homes for.
And actually water started going over the top of the bridge, and even large trees and everything else. And water actually ate through the rock that's underneath this railroad and flooded the area behind us where it's a lower lying area where I have a house that I had bought for my daughter, her fiance, and my 2 grandsons to live in. So that house was completely flooded. They made an effort to escape, but they got washed down the Tow River, and all 4 of them died. Luckily, all 4 bodies were found. We had a memorial service, and we're trying to move on from there. Well, there's been a very generous support of volunteers coming to help, but also fundraising, especially through the We Must Protect organization. They've done an excellent job of raising funds. They're rebuilding a house for me on the property where the first house was destroyed. It's just been absolutely amazing how much support we've gotten. We can always use more, but it has been very generous, and we've been very proud and very thankful for that.
Driving around these communities and talking to residents and survivors, it's become very clear that the need is growing and more aid groups need to step up.
Very dire. The attention has largely been lost, and a lot of people here feel like people have forgotten them, and we're committed to not forgetting people. So we are going to keep the attention on it as much as we can.
Words can't even describe it. Like when you're on the ground, you see it in the news, but when you're on the ground, it is mind-blowing, the damage. And once you meet with the families and hear their stories, the impact that it has and the drive that it gave us to figure out this whole build process so that we can actually do something to help them, it's indescribable.
And back here live, look, if you've ever given money to a nonprofit in the aftermath of a disaster, you often wonder, where does that money go? Well, I can tell you right now, and this is the real deal, if you decide that you want to give money to this great organization, We Must Protect, there's a donate button right there. It goes directly to building these homes. It's about $150,000 per home. Volunteers and folks from around the country have come in that are building these homes, whether it be college students or carpenters, electricians, or people out of the goodness of their heart just want to help and bring things from point A to point B to help. They expect about 400 or 500 people this summer, and that is a lot. And they expect the demand for these homes to continue to grow outside of the community that we are even in. There is so much work to do in the years ahead, and I say years, that's real, and potentially even decades in some of these areas, according to the survivors and the residents that we have talked to. It is very serious, it is ongoing, and folks need your help, and this is a good organization. Can't stress that enough. You know where your money's going with this organization. You just go to wemustprotect.org, and you can hit the donate button and give $1, and give $100 or more. Kiana?
Every little bit helps, Robert, especially in an occasion like this where we need that help for decades to come. So beautiful to see so many people volunteering, stepping up, so far removed from Helene. But of course, we'll keep a close eye on it here at Fox Weather 2. Fox Weather correspondent Robert Ray, thanks again for that reporting.